Welcome back, everybody. Crow here with another cosplay build. This is Ultra Magnus from Transformers. Kind of took a little bit of inspiration from a few of his different designs, including G1 and Robots in Disguise. Overall, pretty easy build. It's not the best performing. I've used it in some of the arena matches, and it struggles, not gonna lie. It's a little too slow for my liking, and I'm not a big fan of my choice on the back weapons. So if you make this yourself, feel free to experiment around with that a little bit. But when it went the MAJESTIC bazooka, the Buddha pulse blade, and the PO3 VTC-008 vertical missile launchers, they're okay. They're not the best thing in the world. There are definitely better choices that could be made. I originally wanted to go with the coral missiles that ran into some weight constraints. Could maybe get by swapping to one and then working on the generator a bit, but for now this is what we've got with it. Might update this in the future. For the head, we went with the shade eye. It gave us a very sort of mechanical look, although you could get by with really anything when it comes to the Transformers. That's what I ended up going for. I do like the visor. It's always a nice touch. For the core, we went with the Wrecker core. It gives it some of that Ultra Magnus for a very solid look to it. And like the Megazord and some of the other builds in the past, we used the TIAN-QIANGs because they give a nice bulky look that Ultra Magnus is known for. And we use the BASHO legs, helping us with our weight as much as we can, because weight is a very real downside to working with this build. For the boosters, another thing that really comes down based just off of energy and load, although you can really play around with this a little bit more, just based off of looks. Gridwalker, you know what? I'm actually going to make that change because that is going to give us some better boost speed. We might even go with the coral one just because anything that we can do to make this build a little bit faster, yes, it needs it. Because I did struggle quite a bit when I did some matches, which you'll see here in a little bit. And since we have the missiles, we went with the Talbot. As we also have good close range and medium range out of this one. Probably the best one all around for this build. The generator, again, not a lot you can do to play around with it. You're pretty well stuck in with like a handful of decent ones. And then we went with assault armor just because we wanted to do some big damage. As for the paint, we have blue, white, and red making up the vast majority of this. Here's our color code for the blue. For our white, which we are using a high metallic finish on it, just because it gives it more of that metallic look that we want. And here's our red. Pretty well used all across the board for it. Most of the other colors you see at the end aren't really anything major, they're just leftovers from where I copied this build from something else. And the right arm do make use of a black, which is just 35 across the board. Easy enough to replicate. And when it comes to actual decals, the only decal that gets used, we do some painting on the legs with more of the blue, just to cover everything up, which didn't do quite a great job. You can see a lot of bleed over in some places, but is what it is, not really all that noticeable when you're actually fighting. And then we have, on the right arm, we have the Autobot logo, which will also be in the description with the code for Ultra Magnus himself. So if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. And I'll make more of them. Got quite a few more things coming down the pike. A few more Transformers, some more Megazords, a lot more Gundams. There's plenty more to work on. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
In combat mode.
destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.